Canada's second largest airline could be grounded by the August long weekend.
Somehow WestJet flight attendants are amongst the lowest paid.
Flight attendants vote in favor of strike action. A court extends the order against an Alberta separatist leader, why the decision against Jeffrey Rath is unusual. And the priceless gift of mobility and independence at a young age.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Camilla DiGiuseppe.
Good evening. Thousands of WestJet flight attendants could be off the job by the August long weekend. They voted overwhelmingly in favor today of strike action. If a deal, however, is reached between WestJet and the union before, it will be business as usual. But as Alicia Fieldberg reports, some travelers are already looking at other options, and for good reason.
This family is hopping on a WestJet flight to China and doesn't expect to be back in Calgary until next month.
Flying home on August 2nd. Could be difficult, right?
That's the day airline workers may begin a strike. The union representing 4,400 WestJet flight attendants says its members are more than 99% in favor of strike action. It follows 11 months of negotiations with WestJet.
We're the second largest carrier in Canada, and yet somehow WestJet flight attendants are amongst the lowest paid.
Along with that, flight attendants' wages don't start before the doors of the aircraft close. And the union says they each work up to 35 unpaid hours a month. The airline says their hourly wage is created to compensate that work.
Every hour our flight attendants works is compensated.
This remains an outstanding issue at the bargaining table, but we're looking forward to WestJet coming to the table to resolve that issue.
Last year, Air Canada's flight attendant strike lasted 3 days, impacting about 500,000 passengers before the federal government ordered them back to work. WestJet is smaller, but a strike could still have a big impact.
Probably about 70 to 75,000 passengers a day. At WestJet, trips being interrupted.
Travel agents suggest coming up with backup plans early in case of a strike.
I would definitely look at other airlines to see if I could book a refundable flight to get home. If I didn't have to come home on August 2nd, I might push it later or earlier.
If your flight is canceled, document all expenses and react if the airline doesn't quickly rebook you to depart within 48 hours.
Give the airline a chance to do the right thing and comply with the law. If they refuse, buy yourself a ticket and then make the airline pay for it. And that means taking the airline to small claims court and suing them and making sure that they pay what they owe you.
That's why the Taralas are already considering changing plans to avoid a possible strike.
I'll probably stay an extra week. That's probably not a good, probably a good plan, right? Instead of having delays in the airport.
I don't really want to wait for my flight to be longer because I don't really like waiting in airports.
WestJet and the union still hope to resolve this through negotiations. And whether or not a strike happens, this is a good reminder to always have backup plans when you travel because things can change quickly for a number of reasons. Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
Alberta's police watchdog ACERT is investigating tonight after a man was shot by RCMP in Brooks and later died. It happened around 4 this afternoon in the Greenbrook area. Mounties were attempting a warrant apprehension at a home for a wanted suspect. RCMP say the man tried to flee and produced a weapon during the confrontation. That's when an officer fired their gun. Despite life-saving efforts, the man died. The identity of the man has not been released. No one else was hurt. RCMP says it will conduct an internal review on top of the formal ACERT investigation. A leader in Alberta's separatist movement will continue to have millions of dollars worth of his assets frozen. A judge extended the order against Jeffrey Rath this afternoon. It stems from a legal battle between Rath and Tall Cree First Nation over a multi-million-dollar trust he was overseeing. The First Nation alleges Rath misappropriated funds. A judge extended an injunction imposed last week, freezing more than $8.5 million of Rath's assets. He can only access funds for legal fees and $25,000 in living expenses. Rath, a leading voice for Alberta separation, is also a lawyer who once represented Tall Cree Nation. It's alleged Rath transferred $8.5 million from the trust fund to his own professional corporation earlier this month. Today, the judge said there was evidence Rath could take steps to frustrate the process of locating the missing money. Some legal experts say this type of order is truly exceptional.
It's extremely unusual. Mareva orders are exceptional because they freeze a person's assets without giving them any notice and depriving them use of their property. They're to be exceptional because there's a real concern that the person's property is needed to satisfy a debt owed to another person, in this case a First Nation.
In a statement through lawyers, the chief of Tall Cree First Nation says they will take all necessary steps to protect the beneficiaries of the trust. None of the allegations have been tested in court. Rath declined to comment. The province says its oil sands strategy is delivering results in the fight to lower greenhouse gas emissions. But environmental groups say there are still major challenges ahead. Mark Villani looks at the emissions numbers behind the debate and why a major carbon capture project is now facing questions about its scale and impact.
Oil production is up, but the intensity of emissions is down. The province credits new technology, innovation, and more efficient operations.
Economic growth and environmental stewardship can and must go hand in hand.
According to a new report from the Alberta government, greenhouse gas emissions for a single barrel of oil produced have fallen by 28% since 2012. During that same time, daily production increased to 3.3 million barrels per day, and annual production doubled.
What the world is demanding is for us to double production and to be able to do that in a responsible way.
But some environmental groups are skeptical of the way this is being measured. Total overall Canadian oil sands emissions have risen by about 20 megatons annually.
Nowhere near what the province is trying to pass off as actual progress.
The province says its Pathways carbon capture project is intended to change that. This week, Alberta, Ottawa, and 5 major oil sands producers signed a memorandum of understanding to advance the multi-billion-dollar plan. Supporters say it helps cut emissions while increasing production for a West Coast pipeline.
This is an infrastructure investment that is going to yield benefits as Trans Mountain has, and at some point will be monetized by the government.
But critics say carbon capture efforts have shrunk significantly from an original goal of 22 megatons a year by 2030.
Now we're talking about 6 megatons of carbon capture by 2035.
Taxpayers could also end up helping fund both the carbon capture system and financial incentives aimed at encouraging oil sands companies to increase production.
There is an opening for yet more public support to defray the cost of this project, which is ultimately about oil sands firms cleaning up after themselves and paying to reduce their own pollution.
All the while, some Alberta landowners are expressing deeper concerns over a CO2 pipeline.
This is going to contain all kinds of chemicals and hydrocarbons. It is potentially harmful to lives, to land, to water.
We're going to get there, but it will come in stages.
Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
The next major step is November 15th, when governments and industry are expected to sign binding agreements with operations targeted for 2032. The provincial government has set up a complaint line for bike lanes. Transportation Minister Devin Dreeshen says he wants to hear about how bike lanes may be creating traffic congestion, hurting businesses, or affecting emergency response times. There is not an option to support bike lanes on the website. The minister has said legislation is coming this fall, but has not provided many details as to what that might include. Alberta is changing how students can access financial aid, and it's not getting easier. Post-secondary students will soon have to kick in twice as much as they used to toward their studies. And now parental and spousal income will be factors too. Tyler Barrow has more.
Students seeking financial help have a few more obstacles. For the upcoming academic year, those seeking financial loans will have it calculated based partly on what their parents or spouse earns. Sayaj Singh took on over $10,000 in student loans last year. The second-year University of Calgary computer science student agrees with the move to help those who need it more.
Parents' incomes, tailoring them based off of that is helpful because there are some students who are going to struggle to pay more.
However, the school's student union is pushing back.
If you have wealthy parents who are not interested in helping you fund your education, you're at a loss. If you are, married and your spouse has a lot of debt.
Previously, student aid eligibility was determined by several factors, including course load, citizenship and residency, academic status, and financial need. The Mount Royal University Students Association is also opposed to adding family income as another factor.
It's working on the assumption that students are supported by their parents to fund their education, which what we've learned is that it's not always the case.
In response, the Minister of Advanced Education says our focus is clear, ensuring supports are sustainable, targeted to those who need them most, and responsive to the realities students face today. The province also increased the minimum student contribution from $1,500 to $3,000. That money is what students are expected to contribute to their school costs.
Required to contribute more of their own money to cover the cost of their education, and it is going to be harmful.
Working longer hours, which will impact their mental and physical health.
That's if they can find work. Currently, youth unemployment sits at nearly 16% in Alberta, well above the national average. Singh has applied for 10 minimum wage jobs with no luck and understands how hard it is to pay for school.
I just wish it was easier to get a little bit easier to get a job in this economy.
Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
The maximum loan a student can take out over the course of a year is just over $25,000, provided by Alberta Student Aid and the National Student Loan Service. Danielle is in with our first look at the weather. As we march into Thursday, it's going to get hotter and even hotter by the weekend.
Yes, smoking hot, but without actual smoke. So that's some good news for us. Yes, with the humidity tomorrow afternoon, it will likely feel more like 34. So that's the hottest we've had so far. Keep in mind also, fog patches are likely to develop tonight and last through early tomorrow morning, kicking the day off at 17 degrees at 8 a.m. So that's even a toasty start to the day. The ambient temperature, so the base temperature high for tomorrow afternoon, 29, but again, feeling closer to 34 with that lovely humidity and lots of sunshine. Very small risk of any sort of thunderstorm activity. Your full forecast is coming up.
All right, Danielle, thank you. An exciting day for some Calgary youngsters and their families who were gifted adapted cars thanks to Variety Alberta. The children's charity teamed up with Direct Energy, which sponsored and customized 5 of the powered vehicles to fit each child's mobility needs. Each car cost $3,000 to adapt, and 10 were presented today. The Go Baby Go program, now in its 7th year, aims to give children with limited mobility more independence, confidence, and boost their social interactions with others.
We're going to go camping this weekend, and it's at an accessible campground, so she'll be able to just rip around the campground and just go on her own, not have to worry about being with her big sister. And yeah, the main thing is her confidence. I'm excited to see.
Parents are also given a remote control for the vehicles. Go Baby Go has so far provided 440 adapted cars to children. For more information, head to varietyalberta.ca. Still to come, you can take the NHL star out of Calgary, but you can't take the city he grew up in out of him. The Goodwill Kraken captain Jordan Eberle and his wife are spreading in Calgary.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
Another major summer storm battered parts of Edmonton, bringing more rain and more flooding to streets and basements. Several underpasses are also flooded, and a portion of the Yellowhead, that's the Trans-Canada Trail, is closed off to traffic. Nirman Issa reports.
Firefighters gear up for a water rescue on a flooded city street. Last night's storm flooded several underpasses, including this one at 127th Avenue and 127th Street. 3 vehicles were caught in the water, with one driver needing rescuing.
Because the water was all the way up to here. So all the way from there.
Flash flooding also struck this North Edmonton neighborhood. Water that first overtook the street and alley by Ivan Romanchuk's home eventually made its way into his basement.
And I think just like this, the sewage system just got clogged up. And just started bringing everything back into people's houses.
Neighbors spent the morning clearing out debris.
Everything went back into the drainage system, and then we just pumped out everything we could. But like still, probably have to change out all the floors. A lot of stuff is ruined.
Edmonton's mayor says these intense summer storms are becoming more common.
We knew that a 1 in 100 year flood 20 years ago is now a 1 in 20 year or 1 in 10 year flood.
Andrew Knack says in 2019, changing weather patterns prompted City Council to approve a $1.6 billion flood mitigation program.
And so we've been down a path already, and I think this just reinforces why we need to finish that work. So the work started 7 years ago. It's got at least another 8 years to go.
Until then, drivers and homeowners will have to keep their guard up.
Weather experts say a tornado destroyed a house northeast of Edmonton last weekend. The Northern Tornadoes Project says the tornado was an EF3, which means severe. Only the wooden foundation of the house near Tillaby Lake remained after the storm. There were multiple nearby areas where every tree was uprooted or snapped. The NTP says this is the third EF3 tornado on the prairies this season, all from different events in different provinces. No injuries have been reported. An NHL player is giving back to the place he calls home. Seattle Kraken captain Jordan Eberle played many games against the Flames as a member of the Oilers, but he also grew up in Calgary, and it's where he lives with his wife Lauren and their 5 kids in the off-season. Today they announced they are donating $700,000 from their Sticks and Strings Foundation to build an outdoor early learning center at the future Belmont Library.
Reading also just opens the doors to everything in life. So from the get-go, we've been reading with our kids. Even when I was pregnant with my first, I was reading. And that's really what sparked the draw of wanting to create this foundation.
We've come back every summer. We live in the south of Calgary, and this is where our family and friends are. So to help back and give back to this community for me is important.
Along with the Outdoor Early Learning Center, the Belmont Library will include a dedicated teen space, computer stations, and a children's library. The library is expected to open in 2027. Well, Danielle's up next with her Skywatch forecast, and we are going to get only hotter from here. Those details next.
Well, we've been tacking on a few degrees each day. Yesterday's high in the city, 23. Today's high, 26. And tomorrow we'll get to a high of 29. The highs, Drumheller, Brooks, Medicine Hat down towards Lethbridge and Milk River, 27. And tomorrow these areas will get up to 30, if not 31 degrees. This will also come with humidity. So, for example, Calgary will feel more like 34 with that humidity tomorrow. Expect a hot one. All right, active weather today was mainly in central Alberta. That's where we saw the worst of it, or where they saw the worst of it. Once again, they've been pummeled with storm after storm, day after day here. Well, we've been fairly stable in the south for the most part in comparison because of the ridge of high pressure. So tomorrow, while we have a lot of ingredients in place, it doesn't look like anything will be able to develop because of high pressure. So we are looking at a lot of sunshine, very small chance of any sort of shower or thunderstorm development. It's a different story as we head into Friday. Friday, there is the potential of not only thunderstorm development, but more severe storms. We'll have the heat, we'll have the humidity, and all the other ingredients in place for that to happen. So this is a look at Friday morning. And as I fast forward to 4 o'clock on Friday, you can see that development happening. Calgary, yes, included in this risk as well. And then this will track off to the east, and that will be something that will likely intensify as it heads off to the east. Again, some of these storms could reach the more severe criteria, which is that larger size hail, those stronger wind gusts, potentially even tornado risks. We will keep you posted on this for tomorrow and give you an update. 29 degrees is a high for tomorrow. Again, likely stable for tomorrow. A lot of sunshine, but it will feel more like 34 with that humidity. 28 is the high on Friday. Heat, humidity, and the risk of thunderstorms, especially by 4 p.m. in the city and all down Highway 2. Basically, Saturday, look at Saturday. Saturday should be bright, should be stable, and it looks like we'll crack that 30-degree mark. Sunday, not quite as warm on Sunday. The thunderstorm activity may actually break the heat. So we do have the risk of thunderstorms on Sunday, and at that point, just a high of 25.
Danielle, thank you so much. We are hitting the gridiron next with the ladies. We'll tell you about a new tackle football tournament aimed to grow the sport among younger female players. The Cat and Fiddle pub in northwest Calgary was packed with English soccer fans cheering for the Three Lions in their semifinal match against the defending champs, Argentina. They were in good spirits after England scored first, but that all changed late in the game when Argentina scored twice and winning 2-1. Calgary Argentinian fans, however, are elated. You can watch the final between Argentina and Spain live at 1 p.m. Calgary time on Sunday right here on CTV, on TSN and Crave. A big halftime show will feature Justin Bieber, Madonna, Shakira and BTS. The popularity of tackle football is on the rise among females in Alberta, but one organization hopes to take it a step further by offering an earlier path into the sport. Moses Woldu explains.
1, 2, 3, Alberta! It's game time for Tylene Lewis and Astoria Wetherell, who joined Team Alberta's U16 team this summer as part of the inaugural U16 Female Football Showcase.
I just really like running and mostly catching the ball. We didn't do many pass plays, but still, there's just something about it that is just so fun.
So I play soccer and like goalie, I like how I can use my hands, I can kick and I can tackle. I just love everything to do with it. It's like everything all in one, but like better.
Two players who took different paths in the sport. 14-year-old Lewis has been playing football for 2 years, while 15-year-old Wetherell just started playing 2 months ago.
Probably having to get used to all this stuff and struggle to like figure out how to really properly put the stuff on. But besides that, I loved it.
This is great news for Alicia Torreville, the founder of the tournament and Football Alberta's female development director.
This is the next step in growing the female game.
A former player of the all-women's football team, the Calgary Rage, Torreville says recruitment, or the lack thereof, has led to the idea, getting females to play at a younger age and help build a pipeline for the women's game.
We don't have a pathway in there, and so trying to build something from an 18 plus doesn't make sense.
Close to 90 players from Alberta, BC and Saskatchewan are taking part. Torreville says the showcase highlights all aspects of the game.
So that's officiating, that's coaching, playing if they're still in playing age range, organizing or the admin staff.
For Lewis and Wetherell, all-female competition is a very good thing.
Gives me something to look forward to, especially during like my bantam season and stuff. Then I'll be like, oh, well, if I practice here, then I am able to go up into a higher league. With all the girls joining, it's a lot funner now.
I love how they're just like expanding like the girls' football.
Moses Woldu, CTV News, Calgary.
According to Football Alberta, there are close to 300 females who play organized tackle football in the province. All right, that's it for us here at CTV News at 11:30. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you soon. Have a great night.